Hi, third grade. I hope you guys are having a great day today. So we're back for our writing lesson, and yesterday we put our favorite things about spring into this thinking map. And I'm sure that you can probably guess my favorite thing about spring is gardening, because I put gardening and tomatoes and potatoes and garlic and lots of things that have to do with gardening on mine. So I brought something to share with you today. Here are some things from my garden to kind of get us a little bit in the mood. So this right here is a rose. This is called a painted lady rose. And Mr. Richard actually got me this rose bush many years ago, and every spring the most beautiful roses bloom from it. So I picked this from my garden. This guy right here are some little purple flowers I picked. These are called forget-me-nots. And I planted these last year, and then there were no blooms during winter time. It was all just green. And all of a sudden, a couple weeks ago, they started popping up. And this right here, I will pull it out. This is my favorite. This is actually an herb called oregano, and when I was little, my great-grandmother had an oregano plant. My grandmother had an oregano plant. We had an oregano plant at my mom's house, and then now I have an oregano plant. So every single spring, the oregano, and during the summer too, will start to bloom, and I pick it and I dry it, and then we have oregano all year. So here's a couple things from my garden for my inspiration of things that I love about spring, and I have my Oreo to share with you. So I've already written mine. So let's go through just one part by one part. Okay, so the best part of spring. So my first O is the best part of spring is planting vegetables and fruits. I love to plant vegetables during the springtime in my garden. I plant root vegetables like garlic, carrots, and potatoes. My family loves to dig through the dirt to harvest them in the fall. I also love to plant fruits in my garden. I always plant tomatoes in my garden, and they taste the best. I also plant berries like strawberries and eat them right out of the dirt. Gardening during the springtime is the best. So let me make this smaller so you guys can see all of it. Well, you can almost see all of it. So a couple of things that I wanted to point out. My original opinion up at the top, that O, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 words. I didn't just say I like gardening. We want a long, expanded sentence. So my favorite part of spring is planting vegetables and fruits. Then I broke it up. In my first paragraph, my reason is I love to plant vegetables. And then I have two examples to support that reason. I talk about planting root vegetables and digging through the dirt to get them. My second reason is about fruits, because you'll see up here I say planting vegetables and fruits. So I want to touch on both of those points in both paragraphs. My first example is I always plant tomatoes in my garden. If you've never had a tomato that is a homegrown, I highly recommend them. They're really good. I would be more than happy to share them with you this summer. And then the next one is I plant berries like strawberries and eat those right out of the dirt. Now, I don't mean that the strawberries are covered in dirt. I mean that the strawberries, you have these beautiful strawberry plants, and you can just pick them right off the branch and you can eat them right there in the garden. And then my very last opinion, so I have my first opinion up here, my first O, and then the last one, remember, we're just reiterating, or we're summing up our entire writing and repeating it in a different way. So I have gardening during springtime is the best, okay? So let's see how many sentences this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you need to have at least 8 sentences. If you want to challenge yourself, you can write even more. Like if I wanted to, I could have said, my favorite part about spring is planting vegetables, fruits, and herbs. And if I wanted to challenge myself, I could go down here and I could add another paragraph. I love to plant herbs like oregano. My grandmother, say my great-grandmother, my grandmother, and my mother always planted oregano, so it reminds me of my family. I love the way it smells when it's ready to be picked. So I challenge you to, you need to do at least 2 paragraphs, but I challenge you to do a third too, and I know that you guys are capable of doing it. When we're writing, when we're writing these Oreos, we want to have a lot of detail, a lot of examples. long sentences. Notice that my sentences don't look like kindergarten sentences, right? So it doesn't say, I like oregano, I like to plant, I like gardening. No, reasons, examples, lots of information. When you're writing your opinion, you're trying to convince the reader that what you think about spring is the best. Everyone should think about spring is the best. Okay, I look forward to reading your writing. I might go back into my garden right now and tend to some more of these plants because it is my favorite thing about spring. And I hope you guys had a great day. Yesterday, I really enjoyed looking at your thinking maps and seeing all the different things you like about spring. I noticed some people put things that I didn't even think about. Like Derek put that he loves lemonade. And I thought, wow, that's a really great idea. A lot of people do have lemonade stands in the spring. So you guys did a great job. Okay, have a fabulous day, third grade. Bye.